To you, as I said, from the hashtag Sandton Shutdown movement here right in front of the JSE. We're at Exchange Square and my colleague Slindelo Masikane is among the crowd. Sli, it's very loud here. We're both struggling to hear each other. What can you tell us?
Well, Michelle, I just want to move out of shot while I explain exactly what's happening right now. We do have a memorandum of demands that was just read out by the organizers of this march. But it seems that protesters are upset because it seems that it's business as usual here at the JSE. I just want to keep quiet just so we can listen to some of the cries.
You will not come here and pretend to care. Get them out. The women are suffering.
So that is the complaint, Michelle. The fact that this march was organized here in the economic hub of the country. It was expected that businesses in and around the JSE and the JSE itself would not be operating today, and that they would even just allow their women to be able to participate in this march. Protesters are also not happy with the fact that the response from the CEO of the JSE has not been satisfactory. They are demanding at least a 2% levy from all companies listed here at the JSE to fund the fight against gender-based violence. But there has been no commitment from the CEO today, only saying that she would give the protesters and organizers of the protest an answer within 7 days. This has angered protesters. They're saying that it cannot be that a woman who is the CEO of the JSE cannot give clarity around what capital is going to do to fund the fight against gender-based violence. It was the reason why they decided to descend on the richest square mile of the country. They're saying that capital cannot go on ignoring the plight of women and children and gender non-conforming people that are basically in a crisis. Daily we are hearing of women and children dying at the hands of men, at the hands of violence. And so at this stage, the CEO seems to be addressing what could be a media briefing at the front of the JSE stairs. But as the visuals are showing you, protesters are quite upset at what has happened here. I'm going to try and actually grab one of them just to get a sense. Ma'am, what is the issue? Why are we not satisfied with what the CEO of the JSE is saying?
First of all, this march has been organized for 2 weeks now. We do not understand why JSE is continuing and acting as though it's business as usual. It is not business as usual. We are out here fighting for our survival. We are out here fighting for our we want to be alive. And it's business as usual. We have women in those offices working. Why are they not here? Why is the CEO, Nikki, not part of this march? What must we do? Why must they give us promises and promises after promises? We will not accept that. That is not what we want. Do they understand why we're here? I don't think so.
All right, Michelle, I'm going to throw back to you. As you can hear, very angry protesters came here with a plan to get capital to fund the fight against gender-based violence, and they feel like capital has basically ignored them, also allowing women in the JSE to continue to work today instead of joining the protest outside the JSE. In fact, we were also hearing that they might come back possibly next week if they do not get the answers that they want. But we understand, of course, that this protest is supposed to last until around 3 p.m. this afternoon. And the message here today is that enough is enough.
Absolutely. Well, thanks very much for that. Slindelo Masikane is live to us there from the crowds gathered outside the JSE. And the disappointment, I think, is twofold. One, just with the turnout, the numbers that we have seen that have gathered here. It was dubbed as a Sandton shutdown, even the organizers admitting that it hasn't turned into a shutdown. A few hundred people only gathered outside the JSE here. Also disappointment at the reaction by JSE CEO Nikki Newton-King, saying that it would take 7 days for her to come back to protesters on their demands. Now,